It's that time again. Only the 7th time in this entire journey, we are watching a season finale.
As much as I get excited for season finales, I hate season finales because it's like another season down. That means there's less to go. Especially if, I mean, I don't want to speak for the whole thing yet, but we might just, after this, we might have completed the best season of Star Trek ever.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it too early. We'll get more into that in our discussion. But I mean, yeah, talk about track records with season finales. Not great. The last season finale was good, but it was
Last one was
also
good.
a cliffhanger, and I'm not necessarily expecting that type of event again. Who knows? But like, you know, you look at season finales besides last season rather. It's a lot of bad, and then a couple okay ones, like all the way back in season 1, Operation Annihilate. There's a couple okay ones in there, but for the most part, it's.
Yeah, I'm hoping they. I mean, definitely the past two seasons, they've got a solid team, and they're formulating a plan. And I think they realize they know now. Okay, we we've never had a cliffhanger before. Do that for the first time. So I'm hoping that they also pull another first time out of this one. I have no idea what to expect, but I hope it's not just Enterprise is going to blow up. Oh, it didn't. So I hope it's just way out of left field of bizarre wackiness. There's been a lot of stuff set up. I don't know. It might actually be like a season finale, like season finales today. I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I told you during our last discussion, the deal is done. So this officially will be our last reaction in this set, in this location. I don't know who the new owner of the channel is, but that aside, I'm not worried about that stuff right now. We'll deal with that in the off season between these seasons here. But let's go out with a bang, hopefully. Hey, I'm here in our new set, which is currently under construction. More on that later in the video. I wanted to take a quick second to thank our patrons over on Patreon. We don't have any sponsors on this channel, and the support we get on Patreon is the reason we're able to make these videos. And the reason we're going to be able to do stuff like have this new badass set that we're building right now, which you guys on YouTube are going to see very soon. Also wanted to let you guys know, because I know everyone's going to be asking, when is Season 5 of Star Trek The Next Generation going to start here on the channel? And the answer is in the first week of the new year. Don't worry, there's going to be a ton of Star Trek content in December, including all of our normal recap content, our live stream where we're going to do our tier list, but also things like watching an episode of Star Trek Continues, and much more. However, our patrons already know about this, but over on Patreon, we currently have a goal. Once we get this many more patrons, we'll be able to support us doing 3 episodes of Star Trek Journey a week on the channel, both uncut on Patreon and edited here for YouTube. I know not everyone can support on Patreon, we understand that, but we would hit this goal today if 5% of you guys signed up over there. So in addition to all the awesome stuff we have over on Patreon, and it's not just uncut reactions, a lot of our patrons say it's the most active Patreon they've ever been a part of from a content and community standpoint. In addition to all of that, if you want us to watch more Star Trek at a faster pace, this goal is how we're going to be able to do that. So let's get this many more Patreon signups, grow the community, watch more Star Trek, and have a great time with Star Trek TNG Season 5. Is that Blu-ray hidden by the glare? Oh, you gotta check this out. Hell yeah.
We're en route to the Klingon homeworld, where I will participate in the installation ceremony of Gowron.
Gowron's back, huh?
Was that the eyes guy?
Yeah.
Opportunity for one of my officers to correct a grave injustice.
Oh, yeah, Worf with the batlith.
I'm not here as your captain. I'm here as the man who stood with you before the High Council.
Jadich!
Arrive at your homeworld in less than a day.
It is not time yet.
Season finale focused on Worf's story?
Patience is sometimes a more effective weapon than the sword.
Patience is a human virtue, but doesn't this situation require a more Klingon response?
We've been intercepted by the Klingon vessel Bortas. They claim to be our escort.
No escort was scheduled.
Klingon woman comes aboard. I'm your escort. No.
Yeah. Oh.
We will have to move quickly if we are to be successful
Successful?
in preventing a Klingon civil war.
All right, last one. Then I can freely look at the box set from seasons 1 to 4.
Last one ever. We're pivoting after this.
We're watching Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but it seems like you guys are making a clear wrong choice.
I love what we do.
This is massing support.
Redemption.
Family should share that disgrace.
If corruption has
And who speaks for his family now?
the sisters of Duras.
Would it be like those, like the female Klingons from when Riker went over there?
I do not see what I can do to assist.
Who were first chosen as arbiter of succession because no Klingon could be trusted.
I will deal with any challenge according to Klingon law.
That will not be enough.
Mr. Worf, would you escort our guest to the transporter room?
Of course, you had to bring in the legend.
You got to bring in the closer, Cliff Bowl.
And what a duo, Ron Moore, Cliff Bowl. Let's see what happens.
The Duras family are preparing to move against Gowron.
Backed by Romulans?
I don't know.
Yeah, because Duras' dad was a traitor.
I am not a traitor.
You admitted your guilt before the council.
To protect the Empire
I was kind of hoping Jonathan Frakes, but Cliff Bowl is a great one too.
was Duras' father, who betrayed our people to the Romulans at Kittimer, not mine.
Council knew?
Just destroyed his whole worldview.
House of Cards crumbling down.
I believe you to be a man of honor, Gowron. Restore my family name.
My answer is no.
You killed Duras. I consider that no small favor.
I just love that everyone's glad he killed him.
Much of the council is still loyal to his family.
Come on, Gowron.
I must have the council's support to survive.
What was that line from SpongeBob? I will dismantle this
Establishment.
board by board.
Now you must live with your decision. Like a Klingon.
I love seeing the continuation. Worf said, me and my brother will convince them. So it's like that was his first step. Oh, this room. Call back all the way from season 2.
Hey!
She should have had her big,
Yeah, she should have.
big Halo gun.
I practiced at level 14.
Guess I could come down to that level for a while.
Can't be beat.
I had a bet with the captain that I could make you laugh before you became lieutenant commander.
Oh.
Klingons do not laugh.
Aw.
Your son laughs. He's Klingon.
He is a child and part human.
You're a full Klingon, except you don't laugh. Other Klingons feel like laughing. What does that say about you?
Perhaps it says that I do not feel like other Klingons.
Does that suggest that they've kept up with this kid?
So how is he? Your son.
She could have met him while he was on board.
True.
Having difficulty adjusting to life on Earth.
Oh, I could see where it might be hard for the little guy. Living with humans, being Klingon. But at some point, he's gonna want to know what it's like to really be a Klingon. Just as you're learning now.
Anyway, mic dropped. See you later, Worf.
I'll be back next season, motherfuckers.
Oh.
Even he had a smile at that one. He's like, she's good. I also love how she's like, I knew you were having a problem and you weren't coming at 10 forward, so I came to you.
I request a leave of absence.
Mr. Worf, request granted.
Doesn't even need a reason.
I'm gonna do it at my job. With pay.
No.
Blah.
Kapla.
Great.
Credits.
Great. Yeah, to be continued.
I have located the Klingon ship on which my brother Kern serves as captain.
Woo! Now, why am I not mad that they spoiled Kern? I don't think he's that big of a character. It would have been cool for it to be a surprise,
Yeah. It's not the biggest deal, but
Yeah.
very neat that he's back.
I already have the support of 4 squadron commanders in key strategic sectors. When the time comes, they will follow me.
Are you cool with the Alliance or the Federation, buddy?
I will not support Gowron.
I am the older brother Kern. We will back Gowron.
Captain's log, stardate 44996.8.
Still the best matte painting.
Oh, for sure.
This Klingon homeworld.
It's amazing.
Nadevgos.
I love that all of the Klingon like higher ups are overweight.
Have you reached a decision regarding the succession of power?
Kajap Ruditchjong. Lawak Yungia Klaus Kimha.
So this is following up on what happened in Reunion. It took them this long to get together. Classic bureaucracy.
Yeah.
I will challenge him.
Oh, okay. Little scrappy guy.
Who are you?
I am Toral, son of Duras.
Oh, no.
We wish to address the council.
Why did you show up so late? For dramatic effect.
We have discovered that our brother did indeed have a son and heir.
Do they have a Klingon DNA test?
Just Maury in a Klingon garb.
Impudent wretch.
A simple genetic scan will prove his bloodline
there you go.
is valid.
Just Picard knowing he has to do all this again. No, who are we kidding? He loves it.
Oh, yeah.
He probably set this up. Also interesting, I get this is a different species, but like this far in the future and they still, like, it has to be a male, like it has to be a son. It's just surprising, I guess, but I get it.
I mean, being Klingon, not that surprising.
Oh, you bastards.
Why not just kill Picard?
But when the time is right, we will deal with the Federation and Captain Picard.
So it's kind of like the son is like the face, but he's like Game of Thrones with what's his name, Joffrey.
Yeah, Joffrey and Tywin, yeah.
We walk the same tightrope between two worlds, you and I. We must try our very best to keep those two worlds separate. I will make the Kittimer Massacre files available to anyone who wants them.
Ooh.
But
Mr. Worf, this is as far as I will go.
I think the but was that they're going to be available to everyone.
okay.
There's a message coming in for you from the surface. It's coded personal.
Send it through.
He's like so concerned. Who are you talking to? Oh, it doesn't show us. Picard working with the Romulans?
Oh my god.
Oh, here we go.
Please.
That was a really good scene from Picard, but why at first when he was talking about conflict of interest, I thought he was going to be like, I'm your captain yet, I'm your Kadich. Just more, no, sir, it's not that serious.
They're gonna try to seduce Picard?
Something to drink, Captain. Tea. Earl Grey, perhaps. Toral has the bloodline to lead the Empire into the next century.
Surely you can see that.
Kalar got lucky being half human and having nice teeth.
The two of you will very quickly gain control of the Council, and Gowron will be found dead shortly thereafter.
Oh, they're trying to...
So why be our enemy when you can be our friend?
Trying to force his hand.
Mm-hmm.
You have manipulated the circumstances with the skill of a Romulan. Excellent team.
It's a little,
Good day.
little clue that he knows they're traitors.
Yeah.
He's like, Klingons couldn't have come up with this. you had a Romulan advisor.
I love that too. Excellent tea. Good day.
It seems like they realize it too.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, fuck, we were too good.
They caught on.
The Romulan, I told you to mess it up a little.
Toral is Dura's son. That has been established by genetic scan. There is no basis for accepting a petition for leadership from a boy, nor earned honor for himself.
They're like, damn, we forgot about that.
Duras is dead. His claim to the leadership died with him. Gowron shall lead the council.
Does the Federation dictate Klingon destiny?
Here we go.
Follow me, and I will show you honor.
Oh, come on, bro.
What? I mean, we knew they were all corrupt, but...
Are you blind to what they represent? Then go.
They're more loyal to the family of Duras.
Your blood will taint the way to the future.
Oh, that's a good line.
Gotta respect the bloodline. Acknowledge Toral.
This is the OG bloodline right here. Duras.
He's not my tribal chief.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, there's a wrestler. His name's Roman Reigns.
Your forces are weak, Galron. You need help to fight the family of Dura.
Or more of us, Poe.
We must have Federation help. Picard listens to you.
I can ask nothing more of him in this matter.
He says as far as he'll go.
Yeah.
Do you tremble and quake with fear at the approach of combat? Or do you hear the cry of the warrior?
They've really given this Goran guy a lot more, and I think he's done pretty well. I'm liking him a lot more in this one. Not that I disliked him before, but he just didn't really do much.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
Nice. All right, oversold it a little bit, but that's all right.
A Klingon will not oversold that much.
Override engaged. Disruptor still not responding.
Even on the Klingon ship, he's still in that position.
It's unlikely they will withstand another hit in that quarter. Their primary life support has failed, so...
Picard's like, I can't get involved.
Plot a course to take us safely away from the combat area. Half impulse.
What?
What about Worf? Ensign, engage.
See, and this is that difference again, man. That's what I'm telling you. If Riker was the captain, he'd be going after Worf. If Kirk was the captain, he'd be going for Worf. That's what separates Picard, is damn virtue. Blinded by virtue.
All power to shields. Shields failing.
Oh, who's that?
Kern?
Oh, cloaked.
Ah, the Romulan bastards.
This is Captain Kirk.
Woo!
We come to defend the Empire and to follow the banner of Gowron.
Can you imagine Captain Kern meeting Captain Kirk?
With newfound support, Gowron has chosen to...
Oh, they survived.
Oh, wonderful.
This is awkward.
Receive now the loyalty of the Council and of the Empire.
My first order of duty, execute Worf.
Yeah. I strip you of all rank and titles. You and your brother both.
You have proven your hearts are Klingon. Let your name be spoken once again. You are Worf, son of Mog.
Let's go!
The Federation cannot interfere in what is by definition an internal Klingon affair.
They represent a grave threat to the security of the Federation.
Can't just get involved in their politics because... Oh, well, they're a threat.
I beg you, support us in our cause.
Us, Mr. Worf?
I'm sorry. I must refuse your request.
I thought I was going to take off the badge for a second.
Captain.
I order you to return to duty at once.
Then I resign my commission.
What?
As a Starfleet.
No! He did take it off. Dude, it's like after everything Picard did for you.
But now that he's got his honor back, it's like, well...
Okay, well...
I got to pay the favor back to him now. He's still wrong, but...
Oh, he looks so badass.
Whoa, look at him!
Why was I wondering? Is he just going to go over there in his Starfleet uniform?
Ah, Mearshot, nice.
I understand you'll be serving on board the Bortas.
Oh my god.
As weapons officer.
So it's that easy? You just quit? No notice?
You certain that this is the right decision?
I belong with my people.
Oh.
Oh no, no.
Oh, hey guys.
Plach. Goodbye.
Oh, please, credit.
Oh, not that time.
Damn it.
Not this time.
Picard has rejected Gowron's plea for help.
I wonder if they know about Worf.
Federation is
Celebrate later, Tyrell.
Wait,
You
what?
should to scout Jean-Luc Picard yet. Humans have a way of showing up when you least expect them.
What? How about that haircut? Okay. What? Well, that answers why they were shaded.
Really quick, the entire time I'm like, okay, what's the reveal of this shaded character to be that's going to be a surprise? Like, oh, like, I thought maybe it was like the spy that was like a Vulcan, but actually a Romulan. Like, if it was her, I'd be like, oh, okay.
I thought you had to be right because that's the only female Romulan. I mean, if they tried to make it the female Romulan captain from TOS, like that would have just been way too much of a pull. I don't even think anyone would have even known about that. So, okay, well, we got to rate the episode. Before we rate this, I have to say something real quick. This can't wait for the discussion. I don't ever want to hear anybody ever again make an excuse for this show putting someone's name in the credit and spoiling it. She was presumably in 2 episodes, and her name was in neither of the credits.
Good point, yeah. Because Denise Crosby has no ego, okay? All right? She's not fucking Diane, what's her name? Pulaski, whatever.
Why her?
Because I hate that character.
Not even the one that was spoiled.
Yeah, no.
You know, this one's hard to rate because
Yeah,
it's just like
you end on a banger and it's just.
I mean, we should because we've been doing it all season, but
yeah,
it's a tough one.
Yeah, I really don't know. How about you go first?
Not even done yet. I'll just say up front, this is one of the toughest grades, initial grades we've had to give. We've already talked about these grades, or could and will change on the official tier list.
Yeah.
This was so hard, and we'll talk about it in the discussion. I'm going to steal one from you, actually. I put a question mark.
Okay, all right. B+.
Civil war threatens the Klingon Empire.
Your blood will taint the way to the future.
Worf vows to fight for his people at any cost.
I order you to return to duty at once.
Then I resign my commission as a Starfleet officer.
Will he sacrifice his career and leave the Enterprise forever?
Goodbye.
Lock on target.
Fearless duty next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I don't even know where to start. So much happened.
How do we start this one? I guess we'll just start from our rating system, explain why, and then we'll go scene by scene if we can, moment by moment.
And first, let's just reiterate, they were both positive grades.
They were positive. You know what B stands for? Banger, okay?
Yeah, and A is the best grade you can get without being one of my favorites. So
yeah, for me, it was B, not an A or an S, just because of the past Klingon episodes we've had, or past Worf episodes, where it really hit hard, like favorite episode of season 3. I already forgot the name of it.
Sins of the Father.
Sins of the Father, yeah. Like the ending of that episode and that whole episode just hit so hard with me. Other Worf episodes, but there was never a point in this, maybe for a split second when he's leaving the ship, but it never got to that point for me where it hit me and all that, emotion came through me. It was just, it never got to that point for me. It was just, it was fine. There was great scenes, but a lot of it was just.
Yeah, let's start with what we liked about it. So, again, the continuation of the Klingon story as a whole. Mm-hmm. The fact that they trust to give this the season finale. That's what I think I love the most. The fact that, it's one thing to just have this continuing story going on throughout the season. A few times a season we'll check back in on Worf's character development, what he's doing. But no season finale previous to this has really been like let's take one character that's not Picard and do their episode. And so to give that to Worf here, I thought was amazing. Great choice, because it's the story I've been most interested in this season and going into last season. And while I agree with you, it didn't hit that emotional high for me for various reasons that we'll get into. I think overall, just as a pure character progression, seeing this change, it's not wrapped up this episode. It's not, oh, I'm going to go be on the Klingons. Then last minute, I've changed my mind, sir. You know, it's like the story's still going.
Yeah, the team that we have now with Jerry Taylor and everyone behind the scenes, Ronald Moore, it's like, okay, we now have a continuing narrative. It's been like teased with like other stuff going on, but it's like, no, it's like 2 seasons in a row, cliffhanger, continuing narrative, trusting the audience, even kind of teasing the audience, like, oh, they spoil everyone in the credits, you know, like, oh, there's John Delancey, there's Tony Todd, there's so-and-so, and then just way out of left field, the most left field, to the point to where they were teasing this Romulan character. I'm like, is it really? Are they just going to reveal that it's just the lady who like was a Vulcan? It's like, oh, good fucking job. Ooh, great. But it's fucking Denise Crosby.
Yeah,
Excuse
which
me.
I hope they make it make sense. I mean, I have faith in Ronald Moore, but like to just pull that out and then end the season on that, it's like the biggest WTF moment. I put that way over the last season finale ending in terms of like the shock. Like I was more so shocked last season just at the pure fact of a to be continued. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
This was more like the actual cliffhanger itself. My mind was blown.
Yeah, we talked about it before we started. Like, I think they got to up the ante in terms of season finales now. That after the last one, it can't just be a typical, oh, there's a 2-dimensional species. Oh, we figured it out. You know, it's like, no, it needed something like this. And now it's like, that's the bar. That's the bar for season finales. You can't go back to Transfigurations, you know, like, that wasn't a season finale, but I have to bring it up.
You have to bring it up. Contractually obligated.
I'm contractually obligated to bring up that episode. My guess is it's some Yesterday's Enterprise type deal where somehow when her and Shooter McGavin went back in time, something happened, and that's why she's now around.
Oh, interesting.
Or similar to keep up with disappointing continuations. Season 5 will come in opening. It's just a hologram, and it's not actually Denise Crosby.
Oh well, I would be very angry.
I'd be angry, but not surprised, because I just had to throw a little flack at Best of Both Worlds Part 2. But
oh, can I just on
yeah,
that
real
real quick? Yeah,
sorry.
I just want to say I actually hadn't thought of that, and that theory actually makes a lot of sense because it wasn't an alternate universe; it was the same timeline. She went back in time, and presumably there wasn't much of a butterfly effect because we went back to our normal Enterprise. But that Denise Crosby, that Tasha, did exist in the past. So if she survived, that could be her. But then how would she end up in the Romulans? I never even thought of that. You could be onto something there.
What if it's their daughter?
Or it could be her daughter, yeah. Honestly, though, my first thought before you said any of that, when we saw it, I just thought, like, oh, it's just Denise Crosby, like, just recast as a Romulan. That's all I really thought. But then her line of dialogue where she's like, humans will show up when you least expect them. I feel like it's basically saying, like, that's not a Romulan. It's a human disguised as a Romulan.
Yeah.
So it's like a double layer because then it's like you have the Klingons working with the Romulans as traitors, and now you have a human underneath the Romulans. Like, we're getting into levels here, and I love it if that's the case. If either that's Tasha or, like you said, a Tasha offspring, a Tasha descendant. She had a daughter with Shooter McGavin, but she would have had to have survived that battle. That's what's so interesting, though.
Yeah, maybe she was like rescued by like a Romulan or like taken into custody by Romulan, and like
Could be half Romulan.
Half Romulan, maybe similar to what they did to Geordi. They like brainwashed her, but for a much longer time. And oh god, that means that she was watching Geordi be tortured like that. It's like I wonder what. It's so many. Oh, what.
Yeah, and thinking back when a couple episodes ago, when she was shrouded like that, I did think it was odd, but I just thought, like, oh, whatever. Like, I didn't think too much of it in that episode because it wasn't resolved in that episode, so I just thought, oh, they were just setting the mood or whatever. In this one, it was very, very obvious when it first showed her, like, her entire body was shaded, because in that first episode, it was just, like, a shade over her.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they just didn't want to cast an actor or whatever. But here, she was just, like, it was just a camera shot right on her, just in darkness. I even tried to, like, look, so good on them, because I couldn't make it out. So that's where it was like, okay, there's going to be some kind of reveal here, is when it clicked for me.
You know what would have been even better and hilarious? If it was Diana Mulder. That would have, honestly, that would have been like a top 10 target audience moment reaction if it was her for some reason.
Oh, that would have been fucking great.
It's like you replaced me with Beverly, so I joined the
That's
Romulans.
why I joined the Romulans. That would have been great.
But let's, I don't know, trail back to the beginning here. I felt like a lot of this was just, I don't know, it just didn't hit that special.
It didn't hit that next level.
It was just, you know, Worf talking to his brother, Worf talking to Gowron, just...
It was just, like, good.
Yeah, fine.
Do you think some of it could be that it is setting up like it is a part 1? If it is Redemption Part 2 next season, do you think it could be that's the case, that it's like there was a bunch of setup here that we didn't get payoff to?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, and assuming that Worf does come back in the next episode, I'd respect the hell out of it if he was out of, like, for a few episodes or, like, even half the season. And then he, like, comes back out of nowhere unexpectedly. But they just set up this huge plot at the end of this episode. I feel like it's going to be a direct continuation, like Best of Both Worlds. I mean, it's not world ending, like the Borg destroying everything on its way to Earth. And they've been so slow leaving breadcrumbs of this story, I wouldn't be completely surprised if the first episode of Season 5 is completely different. And the ending of that first episode of Season 5, after whatever plot of the episode... They tease that the next episode is going to be a continuation of it. You know what I'm saying?
So like a constant to be continued at the end?
I mean, not every episode. But,
okay.
But I'm saying, like, Season 5 starts and we're like, well, what about this? What about that? And they're just doing, like...
normal bullshit, yeah.
And then, like, oh, sir, there's a transmission. Who's it from? And then, you know, we see the back of Worf's head or something. And just, like... I don't know.
There's so many... Because there's so many variables, because it's like, if that is Tasha, she's not going to do certain things. If it's Tasha's daughter, she might not know about the Enterprise. Like, there's so much stuff in there that we're just going to find out. I have to give him credit. I also feel validated by this. You know, oh, this was made in the 90s. Oh, union contracts. Oh, I don't care. I never want to hear it again. Like, she wasn't spoiled in the credits, and they would not do that if they did not have a self-awareness. You know, like, if that was truly what TV was like, and they're like, oh, we don't care that there's this reveal, we got to put her name in there. Her name would have been in there. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, they didn't do it on purpose. So I never want to hear that excuse again. I don't want to hear the excuse of, it's okay, or we shouldn't expect it, or they were in the teaser for the episode. Because if it truly didn't matter, they would have done it here, and they would not have cared. She was in 2 episodes and was not credited in either of them.
Oh, they just passed a bill right before that episode, and they just happened to write it, and it's like, no, yeah.
So all my critiques are correct, is what I'm saying.
Yes, we are validated.
And it's almost like I'm shocked that people even tried to, like, argue or defend the show for that when they saw this already. They knew this was coming and that we would not be spoiled by it.
It's because of who we are, Josh. That's it. I mean, we're
cursed.
Yeah, we're victims here. Okay,
we're the victims. I loved where the story went. I loved that Goran was given a lot more, and I thought the actor did a great job with it. I did not have confidence in him after his first episode, where his whole character was, I hate Duras, I should be the leader, look at my eyes. This one was like, he's a legit character. I hope I assume he returns. I hope he does, and you know, does well like he did here. Writing from Ron Moore was great, obviously, single writing credit, not the wall of writers. And Cliff Bole, not his most outstanding directing credit that I can think of in terms of stylistic or anything like that, but there was the awesome mirror shot with Worf in his uniform.
Yeah, a couple of mirror shots. Yeah, a couple good ones.
I did overall just kind of think it was a little unnoteworthy, though, in his direction. Like, there wasn't many moments where I was like, you know, can you think of any really impressive shots? Like, and Remember Me, right? Like the shot where, you know, Wesley, his silhouette, like, comes in front of the light, and I'm like, oh, Cliff Bole! Like, there wasn't anything crazy like that. It felt very kind of like flat, standard.
Yeah, besides a couple of mirror shots with, like, Picard in the frame and then, like, Worf in the background, maybe the shot of all the Starfleet officers down the hallway. Other than that, no.
Continuous tracking shot was cool there.
Yeah, if we didn't have the amazing reveal of Denise Crosby at the end, it could have been a great chance for, like, a downer ending where it just ends with Picard looking at the transporter. Similar to, ironically enough, similar to Tasha Yar's death, where everyone leaves the holodeck and it leaves Data there looking at the grave animation or whatever. If it just left with Picard just looking at the transporter and everyone else leaves, it could have been a nice...
Yeah, you know what it felt like? It almost felt like a mid-credits scene, the Tasha part.
It did.
You know what I mean? And this is not a critique of the episode. I would not expect this. But, like, if it did, credit pop up with Picard there in the room, put the first couple single credits up and then fade in and then do the epilogue scene with Tasha. I don't expect that. But that's how it felt, kind of, is that was the end of the episode and then epilogue scene reveal.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have the guts to do a full post-credit.
Don't change the channel.
Yeah, because you know, as soon as, well, see ya. You know.
Yeah, as soon as I see the rotten beer, oh, gotta get another beer. You know.
Time for dinner. Yeah, no, and I got super worried, especially when it showed the ships. I'm like, oh, don't end on the ships leaving. That sucks, especially after that. I'm like, and then it went back to the Klingon homeworld. I'm like, oh crap, we're not done. And yeah, just great. But yeah, everything before that, I mean, it's cool seeing Tony Todd again. I guess he came in for the save. Wasn't that very cinematic, or I mean, it was a great moment when he blew up the ship. But it was like, yeah, we knew he was coming.
Yeah, and I don't think he even successfully blew it up. I think, remember they cloaked
Oh,
themselves,
shot it.
Yeah. But yeah, great moment for him. It was a little bit underwhelming. This is his first time back, right, since Sins of the Father, and like you bring him back in very limited role. That's fine. You know, that's what he was needed for in the episode. But he had like a couple scenes. It was just fine. He had a great moment. I guess I can't ask for much more there.
Yeah, I've also would have liked a nice, more cinematic or fulfilling moment of Worf getting his honor back. It's like he put his hand in blood and, you know, it pans up and then it's like, I needed something where like all the Klingons, like, they form with their backs turned to him. They all turn back towards him.
I was surprised. Yeah, I felt like you didn't give much of a reaction, or you didn't seem very impressed by that. I mean, I agree with you. Like, it wasn't. I was more so like the meaning of it or what was happening. I was excited for Worf, but yeah, the actual presentation, like with the blade, like it was just fine. And like, I guess this is where we can start to turn here. Last thing I'll just say, Patrick Stewart, Michael Dorn, incredible in this episode.
Oh, put those two together too and their own stuff, great. And we talked about it. Love Picard, whatever. The way he handles things, like I'll let you use those records, but that's it. And when it's time, oh, they're being attacked. Ensign, quarter turn, half impulse, and you know Riker like, what are you doing? You know, it's like Worf's engaged.
And I just love that it's like season finale of Best of Both Worlds. We see what Riker does in a position like that, and now we see what Picard does in the season finale. Great character continuity. You know, it's not just about the plot continuity; it's character continuity is awesome. Yeah,
and I love Picard like wrestling with that. It's like we're both walking a tightrope here between these two worlds, and if we're not careful, it's like.
Yeah, and I really did love the whole thing where he's like, "This is as far as I'll go." So like the setup there, I mean, it would have been justified anyway, but like the setup there really like hits it harder when then Goran is putting the pressure on Worf to ask for more, and then we lead to that the boardroom scene with Goran, Worf, Picard, and Riker, where Picard turns him down, and I guess this is where we can start to turn, because this is where, nothing against Michael Dorn or Patrick Stewart or their performances, but it just didn't. I'm sorry, like it just doesn't feel earned to me in the Worf character of like quitting Starfleet.
Of him leaving?
Yeah.
It didn't feel that impactful either. Like
it was just like, we've never seen. I get it. He wants to be Klingon. Before Sins of the Father, why didn't you ever join Klingons before that? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like Heart of Glory, for example. Oh, then you're not Klingon. Maybe I'm not. You know, and shoots him for Starfleet. I get there's about to be a civil war going on and everything, and now he knows his brother, but like present that more to me. Like it just felt like this is happening because the plot. You know what I mean? Like it was just
it did feel odd that he's running off, oh, you're going off to save these work with this guy who like wouldn't restore you until you did all this, and you did it, and now you're willing to just jump gun-ho after Picard helped you and all that. And
it's like everything Picard did for you, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. He did like give up his honor to, save the Klingon world, and he does have a hatred for Romulans, and he'd do whatever he can to stop that.
And let me be clear. As a character, Worf leaving Starfleet to go have experience with the Klingons, that I totally am for and like totally get that. Like I'm not saying that doesn't make sense.
We needed
more.
We needed it presented to us more and see like more of Worf like fighting, wanting to do that.
And get us there without just like, oh well, now it happened. So it happened. And it's like,
I'd like to see more I get it, Worf's not the, huggy goodbye, but I'd like to see the crew more. Because, Beverly's like I don't know, like Riker was like his best guy. Like, I felt like they were pretty close. Like even like a goodbye scene with Guy. We didn't even talk about the scene with Guinan.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
We'll circle back to that.
We'll circle back. Yeah,
but yeah, just something where like I get it. It's like a military type thing. It's not hugs and goodbyes, but something with the character. Like they were just all there, but I needed something like these are your friends, Worf.
Yeah, he doesn't even say bye to anyone else.
Just says goodbye.
Yeah, like I did like the Picard Qapla' goodbye.
Yeah.
You know, but everything was just Picard, and like while that stuff was great, I felt like that wasn't even fulfilled because like Worf's like, "Oh, do this for me." No, you have to come back here to the ship. Okay, well then I quit, and then that's it. And then the next scene, Worf's about to leave, and Picard comes in. You know, and again, I love that scene with them when he comes in. Picard organized that all for him. You know, all those things. It would have been funny because he's like, "Are you sure this is the right choice?" If Worf was like, "No, I'm staying." Oh well, I organized all these people. But you know, that's all great. But it didn't feel like earned enough. Like it just felt like a consequence. Like it felt like Ronald Moore or Jerry Taylor, whoever's making the decision, was like, "Oh, we need Worf to do this in this episode." So, okay, well, if he's going to do that, then we have to do this whole ceremony and we have to have everyone say goodbye to him, but we just don't really have the time right now, so we're just going to throw it in there. And it's like, I felt like his whole scene in the holodeck in season 2 in the Icarus Factor where he's going through getting, stabbed by the Klingons in the holodeck because they create it for him to make him feel better. That felt like it had more impact than, and that wasn't even a good episode, than like this here. It just felt like slapped in, and it was like, I don't know. Do you feel as strongly as me
No, I
on
get
that?
it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we saw it. Yeah, you saw it. It didn't get to that next level that previous episodes have with the impact of what's happening. It didn't feel like that. It's like, oh, he's leaving. Oh, it's like, oh, he quit. Oh, what do you mean he quit? More, right in that first 20 minutes. I don't know. I needed more.
It felt like there was a lot of plot they had to get through, and they just like didn't care as much about the Worf stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of fucking Worf stuff that happens here. Like it's a big deal.
Yeah, it was really fast. Yeah, one of the few times I wish we had that extra 5 minutes from the TOS.
Yeah,
days.
exactly. Yeah, even just like 2 scenes could have helped. And now this is where we can circle back because I do give credit. The scene with Guinan and then his scene with Picard right before he leaves. Those are my 2 favorite scenes. Of course, 2 character scenes talking to each other. But his scene with Guinan, oh, you just gotta bring her in for that one scene, knocks out of the park.
Always does.
Brings up Dorf, but doesn't they don't bring him in the episode or anything. She just brings him up, and I feel like at that moment is when Worf knew he was gonna leave. Like that's when I started to get that feeling too. Like, oh, he's probably gonna leave and go be with the Klingons because of what she says about how, oh, he's gonna want to know what it's like to be Klingon, just like you're about to finding out now. It's like, of course, Guinan knows what's about to happen.
Yeah, mic drop, walks out. Yeah, that scene does help it. Yeah, I just needed one more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one more. I don't know. Probably with Riker, because he didn't do much in this episode besides, sir,
Yeah, a 10-forward scene with Riker or something, or a scene with, Data. I mean, or even with Troy. Because remember that great scene with Troy in Night Terrors with him, right? Like a scene with her talking, or even, go back to the bonding with him and Troy in that one like weird engineering type room.
Yeah,
It's like they had some good conversations. So I just feel like could have used a little more. I mean, Troy and Beverly and Geordi and Data aren't even really in the episode until the ending, and they don't say anything. Very odd. Why are they even there?
Yeah, just one more scene with Worf wrestling with the whole, I need to do this, but also I'm a Starfleet officer. I need to, fix what's wrong on whatever the planet's called, and make sure things are done right, and get my honor back.
Because I agree with everything he says in that scene with Picard, where he's explaining, like, I was saved on Khitomer by humans, I was raised by humans, blah, 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 like, I need to go know what it's like with Klingons. Okay, that's great, but, like, I need more of that. Like, you can just say it, but, okay, we're 4 seasons in at this point. Why did this only come up now? And people might say, well, it's not just coming up now. He's had this struggle the whole time. Like,
we're not seeing it.
We're not seeing... I see the struggle. I never saw the desire to leave Starfleet to go. Now, maybe is it because of this Civil War? Is it because of this exact scenario? That's great. I just need that a little bit more on display. I think we've probably said what we need to say on that.
Yeah.
With that being said, this is unfortunate. It might be the first time ever for me. But just through this discussion, I might have to take it down. I put A question mark. I might got to take it down to a B. Like, because this is a pretty big deal for me. And, like, A should be, like, the best grade. Like, it should be, little... like extremely small flaws or none, and like I don't really feel like that's a small flaw. I mean, that's the emotional core of the episode. The reason I gave the initial A after watching was because I felt like it was just like well made and well done. It's a good episode, like everything's good, but yeah, the more I talk about it, I feel like it could have been executed a lot better.
Yeah, that first 30 minutes just. Yeah, no, I get you. There's but that plus is for Denise Crosby.
Oh yeah, I mean the ending's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. But unfortunately, we have to discuss the whole thing as a whole, and its execution. So I mean, it's still a banger. But I mean, they did what I wanted to do. They up the ante on the season finale. But every season finale that comes after this, it better deliver.
True. Also, things are getting graved on a curve now. I mean, this is in what could be the greatest Star Trek season of all time thus far. If this had been the season finale of season 2, if we're looking at it as if it's the best thing we've ever seen, right? I liked season 2, but well, it probably wouldn't even be my number one for season 2 because of the emissary. But regardless, it would have made sense there. My whole point is this season's been amazing when we're coming off, and just even these last few episodes have been amazing too. It's hard. It's hard to keep it up and be impressed every single time. But it's a really, really, really good episode, and season finales, it's up there with the best of them.
Yeah, so we gave this a B, so I'm going to guess that the patrons gave it an S.
Me too.
And because, it's the measure of a man, it's the city on the edge of forever, it's the best of both, it's like what people overall say is the best, which means we didn't say it's the best, and we're going to get ripped apart.
Even though, yeah, I mean, your favorite episode is City on the Edge of Forever still, right? But
yeah.
Fucking normie!
I don't know, I might rewatch it, I might feel different. All right, so here's the percentages for the season finale, Redemption. 70% S tier, 25% A tier, 4% B tier, and none for the other 3.
All right, we'll start off with Jeffrey. Most likes. Congratulations, 16 likes. Goron's eyes make a guest appearance, meaning this episode can't be worse than an A. Yeah, fair enough. I know that Goron's eyes are a pretty big meme in the Star Trek community. I thought they were a little bit dialed back compared to his first appearance.
Yeah, I felt that, Goron's eyes definitely, similar to, he had the bigger frown, too, back in his other episode. This one's from Dark Cronus. Quote, humans have a way of showing up when you least expect them, end quote, and boy, is that a double meaning.
Yeah, just more obviously there on the ending. I'm curious how much that cliffhanger ending plays into how much people love this versus the overall episode. I mean, it definitely affected my grading. Coming hot off that ending, giving it that A because I was like, holy shit, mind blown. But then realizing, it really has nothing to do with the rest of this episode. Still liked all the rest of the episode though.
Mm-hmm.
This one's from Wild Hunt. This episode made me love Goron, and that love never subsided. He is, to me, the perfect Klingon. Wow. Willing to get his hands dirty and not apologize for it. He treats Worf with respect, but only if Worf can help him. But he's also ruthless beyond ruthless, and Robert O'Reilly just hams it up without going overboard. Oh, and the second longest summer break to figure out what was going on at the end. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're going to be waiting just a little bit to continue, so I would imagine a whole summer would be pretty terrible. Deep Red. To me, this is what Best of Both Worlds was hyped up to be. In my opinion, this is the better season finale, especially taken with part 2. I love how many plot threads it juggles. I'm actually going to agree. I actually do think overall this is a better episode, and the cliffhanger is better. Now, we haven't seen the resolution, so maybe I'll change, but knowing the resolution of Best of Both Worlds, cliffhanger is essentially meaningless, besides learning more about how Riker would deal with that situation. And the episode is very good, but I liked this episode more, so I would agree.
I'm not sure, because I liked the Best of Both Worlds Part 1, and had more emotional responses throughout, and actually seeing Riker act as a fully fleshed character instead of just most of the time.
Yeah.
As opposed to this one, with just a lot of...
Yeah, I mean, he was barely in this one, for sure.
Not him, just like the first 25 minutes.
Oh, your reaction to it.
Yeah, just... No, this one's from Ron. You've now been introduced to Klingon cleavage. And cleavage with a K. Yeah, I don't want to say I didn't notice it, but I did.
I also just love it in that scene where Picard's in the room with them two, and they're like kind of trying to be seductive, and I'm just thinking to myself, Picard does not find either of you attractive.
Yeah, and that was another great scene too, where very, very Romulan of you. Oh, great tea. Thanks, ladies. Bye.
Yeah, and Colin points that out here. You have manipulated the circumstances with the skill of a Romulan. Excellent T.
Wonderful.
And I'll read this one from Sixto. This is spot on. First of all, he says, Wharf of Thrones is back. we made some comparisons during the episode. And better than ever. Add that they didn't put the name in the credits, so nothing was ruined. Hell yeah, absolutely. But then he says, S and more. Don't quite agree there, but yeah, I mean, thankfully someone else brought that up, because I felt like I was taking crazy pills of like, has no one noticed this? Because everyone seems to defend it every other time.
All right, this one's from Phil. Cliff Bowl, Klingon Civil War, Female Klingons, The Goat Gowron, Kern, Romulans, Mega Continuity, S tier all the way. It definitely had all those factors. Just
I think this comment is a perfect example of writing things down on paper versus execution, right? You can have all these things that should make an S tier episode, and it wasn't for us, but I'm sure, I'm glad it was for a lot of people.
Another TNG episode, now in the books. Did TA hate it, or did they get hooked? Will they ever get it? We may never know. TNG season 4, let's go! Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, let's go! Talking over dialogue, laughing at odd times. You may get bothered, but TA feels sublime. They tear into your favorites, they love ones you hate. Yet you can't get enough of the reactions they make. They pop for big moments and make clever jabs. One half of the scene they will always yap. They've been at this for years with many more to come. Join this journey, set your phaser to stun. Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, let's go, let's go. Josh and Alex lost in thought. Missing scenes they should have caught. Laughing loud as plots unfold. In this journey, brave and bold. Exposition missed, yet still they shine. The sarcastic charm you can't decline. Guided by stars, their paths align. Josh and Alex in cosmic time. Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, engage, engage. Warp speed, let's go.
Well, hello. Now you might be wondering, why am I sitting here by myself? Where's Josh? But if you've been watching and listening, you'll know that the channel has been sold. Oh no! Who has it been sold to? Well, guess what? It's been sold to me. And if you look on the dotted line, it's going to say Josh's best friend.
Surprise, surprise, Alex. You didn't see this coming, did you? Where am I? You're probably wondering that right now. Well, I know where you are. You're in the old target audience set, and I am in the brand new target audience set. It's gonna look beautiful when it's done. I heard a little rumor that you wanted to own target audience. You were gonna be, the guy in charge, making all the big decisions. And then Josh, the guy who brought you into this thing, you have the audacity to lowball him on the offer? That didn't sit right with me. The deal's finalized. It's all done. The contract says that the new owner is Josh's best friend. Josh's best friend, Nick. That's right. You are now looking at the new owner of Target Audience. I know Josh, he had the audacity again to actually made you work, right? And you weren't a big fan of that. Well, just stay tuned for season 5. If you think that was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet.
fanatics chart the skies, warping forward as chaos flies. Strikers grin the battle cry, Crusher's brilliance lights the sky. Data's mind a beacon bright, TNG builds relentless spike. Shields up high, we're breaking through, phases toss, our aim is true. Moonlight twists, the fire ignites, boldly onward into the night. Warp factor, chaos engine scream, a voyage built on starlit dreams. Through fire and flame, the cosmos bends, the Enterprise flies, the journey ascends. Warp factor, chaos hearts collide. With every laugh, the stars align. Boldly they go, no end in sight. Season 5 takes flight. Anthems fall to scorching critique. Virtue speeches reach their peak. Holodeck worlds and turmoil turn. Lessons taught and bridges burned. Finers gift the master's hand. The gods command, the voice that stands. Through the madness what truth remains. TNG courses through our veins. Warping fast, the time is near. Stories clash as chaos steers. Engines roar, the stars ignite. Boundless journeys, endless fight. Warp factor, chaos engine scream. A voyage built on starlit dreams. Through fire and flame, the cosmos bends, the Enterprise flies, the journey ascends. Warp factor, chaos hearts collide. With every laugh, the stars align. Boldly they go, no end in sight. Season 5 takes flight. Warp factor, chaos engine scream. A voyage built on starlit dreams. Through fire and flame, the cosmos bends, the Enterprise flies, the journey ascends. Warp factor, chaos hearts collide. With every laugh, the stars align. Boldly they go, no end in sight. Season 5 takes flight.
Okay, I think that's, yeah, all right.